Alright, Beta Cygni here. Let's review the problem we're trying to solve. So when the receiver comes on, or the home theater system comes on, we want these fans to come on top of the receiver to help with airflow. We want the subwoofer to come on, and we want these auxiliary lights to come on. Now, I don't have a backlight on my TV, I didn't see it, but I like the other lights coming on just because it's fun. So I want those to come on. So what my solution so far, my first solution was to use the smart, quote, smart, unquote, PowerStrip, which was supposed to sense the current coming from the TV and then turn on the other plugs. That worked for a while, but after a week it started acting really flaky and didn't work all the time. So my other short-term solution was to use a regular PowerStrip, and I'm using this RF controlled light switch. So if I push this button, then everything comes on. So the fans are on, lights are on, and the subwoofer is on. I see the green light down there. So this is my short-term solution. When I turn the TV on with the smart remote, universal remote, I also have to push this button. Then when I'm done, I got to push this, turn those things off. So that's okay, but it's kind of annoying. So that's the problem we're trying to solve. Now, my old receiver, it had AC plugs on the back, so when the receiver came on, those plugs would come active, and you could plug other things into them. That's how I solved it on the old receiver. And the new receiver doesn't have those. It does have a 12-volt trigger, so we'll talk about that some more. Unfortunately, it wouldn't solve all my problems, but unfortunately my subwoofer doesn't have a trigger input on the back. If I'd gotten the 10-inch Polk subwoofer, it does have a trigger, but I didn't really have room for a 10-inch subwoofer. 8 inches is about all I got room for here. So that wouldn't have worked for these other things like the fans and so forth. So we're going to go through a couple different solutions for them, and I'll finish up with the one that I selected. Alright, so my existing remote is the Harmony 1, and it works great. It's discontinued, but it's got up to 3 activities on the home screen, on the touch screen on the first page, which is all we really need. So watch TV, Blu-ray, and Chromecast, and then again to turn off the auxiliary devices I use this RF-based switch. So to get rid of this switch, and also improve some other things, I ended up upgrading to the Harmony Elite. So the Harmony Elite, it's got some good things going for it. It has a base station that blasts out the infrared signal, so you don't need to point the remote at the TV and other devices when you turn them on. So that's kind of an advantage. And the other biggest advantage is that it can control plugs, smart plugs. At least some smart plugs, as I found out. So we'll get this unboxed, and then we'll see how we're going to use it. Alright, so here's the Harmony Elite. It's been around for a while, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time unboxing it, so to speak. I just want to see what's in with that. Put it upside down. Okay, so it's got the remote. And this has got the dedicated color buttons on it, which is kind of nice. One thing I don't like about it compared to the old one, it doesn't have a dedicated skip buttons. Like we're trying to skip trailers at the beginning of movies. You have to push and hold this. It's not a big deal, but anyway. Then it's got the hub. This is the secret to the whole thing. The charging stand. So this is what the remote fits into. Hub. So this uses Bluetooth to talk to this, I guess. So you don't have to be pointing at it all the time. Alright, then it's got I'm not sure what this is. Quick start guide, probably. Yeah, setup guide. It's got some IR blasters. I hope we won't need those. It's got a mini USB, USB-A cable. Power cords. It's got 2 power cords. I got that's right. One for the remote and one for the charger. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we'll get this all unboxed and get it set up and see how it works for us. Alright, the first step, it says put the remote in the charging cradle. So I got that plugged in. And then it says set up remote using Harmony app. And then in the setup guide it says you should just leave the remote in the charging hub while you're programming it. And the Harmony hub is plugged in, it's blinking red, so I guess it wants to find something. So I loaded the Harmony app on my phone. And we're going to say set up a new hub. Set up a new hub, and then it says it wants to use Bluetooth, so that's okay. Connect the hub to power line, wait 30 seconds. It's blinking red, okay. Alright, so it stopped blinking, so it looks like it found it. So now we need to join on Wi-Fi. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Alright, so I joined the network, and now it says it's configuring the hub. Everything has to download probably the latest firmware and stuff, so. Front of the remote, front of the hub is blinking red. And now it wants us to log in to our Harmony account, so I'll do that. I'm not going to show you that. Alright, so I logged in and they want you to sign this user agreement, which of course no one ever reads, including me. So, alright, so now I placed the remote in the cradle. Yeah, it's already in there. And now it's downloading the software. And it's going to install it. And then it's going to be preparing the hub. So we'll just pause here and I'll come back once it's all done. So it's basically downloading the latest software, installing it in the hub and the remote to make sure everything's up to date. Alright, so it says I already had a hub in my account, which I did, and it says you want to restore. So this is like as if I'm replacing the old hub, so I definitely want to restore, that I don't have to program everything again. So let's click restore. Alright, so now it's going to restore it from the web. One thing to mention about the old remote, the Harmony One remote, you had to plug it into a PC, like a laptop, and then program it over using a website, which was okay. I mean, I had a PC that I could set up in the living room here, and it worked okay. This you configure everything with your app, which is actually a lot more convenient. So that's another advantage of the new one if you want to change anything. All right, so I'll let this go, and then I'll come back when it's done. This will save a bunch of time because I won't have to reprogram it. Alright, so that didn't take too long. It says it's already done. It says I got 3 devices. So let's look what the devices are. So I've got a Samsung DVD player. I got my LG TV, and I got my Denon 4700H. And for activities, I've got those same 3 activities. Watch TV, Blu-ray, and Chromecast. So I'm not going to go through how to program those. They're pretty straightforward. If you want to watch TV, just tell what kind of TV you've got. And where the sound comes through a receiver or one of the other devices like the Denon and so forth. So this isn't really a video about programming the Harmony Elite. It's about how to get your auxiliary devices to come on. So you can go through that. So that should all be working now. But let's get back to the original problem. How are we going to turn on the other devices? So let's go on to that next. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.